Dana, Ilia Topuria did an interview a few minutes ago where he said the winner of this fight is going to determine whether he fights Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira on International Fight Week. Can you confirm that that's the stakes attached to this main event too?
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now, and
Topuria is vacated, right? So that's the difference now. Is Topuria is saying like, I'm no longer at that division, like I'm now at lightweight.
With the confidence from knocking out Holloway and Volkanovski back to back, he thinks that, hey, I can knock these guys out. But the only fight he's had at 55, he's gotten dropped by Jai Herbert. And then we've seen him get like out-muscled and out-wrestled by a couple guys at 45. I think Islam's just going to be way too big.
For Dana, Ilia Topuria did an interview a few minutes ago where he said the winner of this fight is going to determine whether he fights Islam Makhachev or Charles Alva on International Fight Week. Can you confirm that that's the stakes attached to this main event, too? Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now, and yeah, that's pretty accurate. Dana White just confirmed Islam Makhachev is moving up to welterweight for a title shot, shaking up two entire divisions in one move. Topuria is vacated, right? So that's the difference now, is Tory is saying like I'm no longer at that division, like I'm now at lightweight with the confidence from knocking out Holloway and Volkanovski back to back. He thinks that, hey, I can knock these guys out, but the only fight he's had at 55 he's gotten dropped by Jai Herbert, and then we've seen him get like out-muscled and out-wrestled by a couple guys at 45. I think this time's just going to be way too big for him. The MMA world has been shaken once again. UFC President Dana White has confirmed what many fans were only speculating. Islam Makhachev, the reigning lightweight king and pound-for-pound #1, will be moving up to challenge for the welterweight title. His next opponent is none other than freshly crowned champion Della Maddalena. After months of teases, respectful silence, and shifting rumors, the lightweight champion is now set on writing his name among the exclusive group of UFC double champions. The matchup between Makhachev and Della Maddalena, already being dubbed as one of the most anticipated bouts of 2025, is now all but official. They said that Islam would get the title shot up at 170 if you won this belt tonight. What do you think about that? I think it's a beautiful challenge. You know, he's pampered #1. I'm going to get him back for Vogue. And Islam's already tweeted at you a few times and says, you're not VOG. I'll show you their different levels. Keep my belt clean. Come get it. Come get it. The announcement came right on the heels of UFC 315, where Della Maddalena shocked the world by defeating Belal Muhammad in a bloody 5-round war to secure the welterweight belt. The Aussie fighter, known for his technical prowess and durable chin, fought through fire to claim the title, earning himself and Muhammad a $50,000 fight of the night bonus. In doing so, he disrupted the UFC's prior matchmaking direction. A potential superfight between Makhachev and Topuria, and set off a chain of events that altered two divisions simultaneously. Did you exchange much words with Dana in the ring? I saw you talking for a little bit. I spoke to Dana on the phone after the fight. And what did he say? He was happy, he was happy. I mean, happy for me, not happy for that lost or anything. Just happy for me. And yeah, I guess we'll see what they thinks next. Yeah, 2 more quick ones for me. It does seem like Islam's on Twitter already saying it's time to be double champion, and all of it seems like you are the fight he wants. Do you think that's the one that makes the most sense? I think there are a lot of good welterweights, obviously. I think Islam's what he's done is probably given him. I think he deserves a shot if he wants to step up, but I guess that's not my call. It's up to the UFC. Yeah. And I mean, thinking about an Islam fight, how much do you think you showed that maybe him and his team will kind of be worried about, and like how you were able to stop certain things with ball in there? Do you think this is a great foundation for a fight like that? Yeah, it was I think it was a good practice match for Islam. And I guess just last thing, what would it kind of say about you if you can go in a 2-fight span from not being the champion to beating Ball, who I think is, up there in pound for pound, to beating the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world? It's a pretty good, a good run, but it's just the beginning. I think being Islam would be this is just the beginning. Islam's already tweeted at you a few times, and like the most recent one, he says, you're not Vol, I'll show you there are different levels. Keep my belt clean. Do you have any response to Islam? No. Come get it. Come get it. Della Maddalena didn't shy away from the challenge. In fact, he welcomed it. Confident in his skills and motivated by a sense of revenge for his fellow Australian, Alexander Volkanovski, whom Makhachev defeated twice, he declared himself ready for the Russian powerhouse. While Volkanovski had tried and failed to dethrone Makhachev at both UFC 284 and UFC 294, Della Maddalena believes he can succeed where his countryman could not. They said that Islamachev would get the title shot up at 170 if you won this belt tonight. What do you think about that? I think it's a beautiful challenge. You know, he's pound number 1. I'm going to get him back for VOG. Well, you are the man. Congratulations on the master performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the new welterweight champion of the world, Jack Della. The significance of this fight goes beyond personal redemption. If Makhachev succeeds, he would become only the 5th fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously. A feat previously accomplished by legends like Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, Amanda Nunes, and Henry Cejudo. It's a rare achievement that cements fighters into the sport's legacy. And Makhachev wants in. However, this announcement came at a major cost for another rising superstar. Ilia Topuria, the former featherweight champion who recently vacated his 145 pounds title to pursue greatness at lightweight, had been expected to face Makhachev at UFC 317 during International Fight Week. Topuria had been vocal, brash, and laser-focused on dethroning the Dagestani champion. He even went as far as to say Makhachev wouldn't lay a hand on him and would want to return to Russia after feeling his power. I would ask him, what's your favorite submission? Dark show. I'm going to submit you with that. This is a guy that trained and coached by Khabib who 28-0. I will submit him closer to Khabib. Khabib used to take people and he should take them down and talk to Dane. I will take him back to Khabib. Khabib, I have to do it. But with Makhachev now shifting to welterweight, Topuria's lightweight title hopes are in limbo. UFC President Dana White had already hinted that the lightweight division's direction would depend on the outcome of UFC 315. And now that the cards have fallen differently, Topuria may find himself facing Charles Oliveira instead. Oliveira, the former champion and one of the most dangerous submission artists in the UFC, is rumored to be the new target for Topuria at UFC 317, either for an interim belt or potentially the full title. Should Makhachev officially vacate or delay his defense long enough, this reshuffling has left the UFC with a complex, albeit exciting, web of matchups. Former double champ and current UFC analyst Daniel Cormier broke it down with enthusiasm, explaining that Makhachev's decision had long depended on Bal Muhammad. Makhachev had been standing at the gates of the welterweight division, ready to walk through, but only if his friend wasn't standing in the way. Interestingly, Cormier speculated that this high-level meeting might have influenced other fighters, including light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Pereira had claimed his social media account was hacked, but Cormier suggested that his emotional reaction may have been tied to the internal news of potential fight shifts involving Islam Ace and others. It appears that even outside of the cage, Makhachev's decision was sending ripples throughout the UFC landscape. From the perspective of Della Maddalena, this is a golden opportunity. Not only does he get a chance to defend his belt on a massive stage, but he also gets to cement himself in Australian sporting history. Taking down the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world would be a monumental achievement, one that could propel him into a new stratosphere of fame and respect, though he'll likely enter the bout as an underdog. That's a role he's already comfortable with after beating Muhammad against the Oz. Meanwhile, Topuria's camp remains frustrated. The Spanish knockout artist is still scheduled to return at UFC 317. And although nothing is official yet, it seems Charles Oliveira is the most likely opponent. While Topuria would have preferred to go straight for the title, he's now faced with either an interim belt or a top contender fight. Adding to the complexity, Topuria reportedly doesn't want to fight for an interim strap. He wants the real thing. The potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria has stirred up a wide range of reactions throughout the MMA community, with fighters and analysts offering varying takes on what could be one of the most intriguing matchups in recent UFC history. Michael Chandler was among those who weighed in on the matchup, expressing concerns about how Topuria would manage Makhachev's wrestling. While Chandler gave credit to Topuria's striking prowess, he made it clear that if the Spaniard couldn't stop the takedown early, the fight could quickly slip away from him. However, not everyone agrees with this grappling-heavy outlook. Fights Ilia, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight. And he's good in every area. However, Ilia has definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia. But I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down,